Sid to sit down first.
What did you say? Should wait for Sid to sit down.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Sid, we can start whenever you're ready.
Recording in progress.
Just quick, did you guys make a decision on Shug yet?
I think questionable. I think it might be a stretch for her to go, so we'll see. I still have to. She got through a workout and that was all good, but they still want to see her get out on the court. But it's 50-50. I'd say that. Yeah.
And just one more quickie. A little bit. Obviously, this is going to be a different Minnesota team than you guys saw last time.
Yeah.
They got feedback, and then you might be particularly motivated after, not the greatest game on. What was that? 2 days ago, whatever. Couple things that you just got to make sure you take care of today.
Just trying to think. I don't want to offend anyone. I think Sabrina's had a wonderful year. Asia's always good. You could argue, she's the best player in the league. So that's a world of difference. I also would say the Lynx, so well coached. They're always going to be motivated. I don't see extra motivation. This is a veteran team. They go out there and they play hard every single time. So for us, I think it's just a real challenge to be on the road against an excellent team. We're learning, we're growing fast, there's no doubt about it, but we're still young and we need these challenges. So, fees, big difference, but I think also just Minnesota always plays well at home, and they're well coached, so it's a challenge enough, we got a lot coming at us.
Is there any one thing about Fee that you hope to at least limit, like, hey, we can't let her, torch us from X?
I just say the easy ones, excellent cutter, good offensive rebounder, all those things you want to limit. If she's, hitting her fadeaways, I mean, she's outstanding. If she's banging threes, I mean, what are you going to do? But want to limit our fouls and limit the easy ones. Again, excellent cutter, good offensive rebounder. Those are things that we'd love to limit and then make her work. Just like any other great player. We're going to give it a shot.
Thank you.
Coach, what are you most...
do you mind?
Oh, sorry, that's me. Go right ahead.
Last week when you guys played Minnesota, you held the Lynx to 64 points. They shot 38% from the field. What did you like about the defensive effort specifically against the Lynx in that game last week?
Yeah, we had a particular game plan that, probably won't give away to the world, but was really impressed with our young players' ability to execute that. It was different than what we had been doing, some games going into it, and just kind of being mindful of their big three, and then Fee wasn't there, right? So, McBride and Courtney, obviously Alana had a wonderful game, but there were just some things that we were trying to do in the half court in transition that we were able to execute that were a little different. And we happened to come through on that. And so trying to see if we can simulate that again today.
Sir, thank you. Yes. Okay. Coach, I was just wondering what you're most encouraged about, having won 3 of 4. What have you seen from the players? What stood out to you most?
The growth and development. There's no question. You may have not followed us, from training camp to today, but we've had a long road. That's just been wonderful to see different areas getting better. Comes to mind just defensive rebounding, just improving there, bringing our turnovers down, shot selection, various things. How we're using ball screens as a team, but to a person. I mean, there's a number of things that our young players are just better at. That make us a tougher out. And so if we can continue to build on that, I'd also say, last 4 minutes, maybe not perfect execution, but much more awareness in terms of time, situation, things of that nature. So we're getting a lot of tests from a wonderful league, and it seems like we're doing better and better in those specific areas. So just really happy.
So have your expectations changed to this point? Like from the start of training camp to where you are now thinking in your game under 500, were playoffs kind of a goal going in? Or
Yeah. I mean, it's really, I've just got to be honest with you. It's really hard. Shakira, we only had for 12 games last year. So, we have a healthy Shakira. She's she's a wonderful player, and we're playing better. She's lifting her team up. Could we have predicted that so soon, right away? Hard to say. Sonia and Kiki are legit starters in this league and can go toe to toe with just about every player in the league. There's an elite level there that they're not quite, but they're dang close. Couldn't have predicted all of that. So what we did know is that we wanted to play hard. We wanted to get better. We wanted to bring some joy to the game, and we've been relatively healthy once we got through some of the bumps and bruises, and so so far so good. But I don't know where it'll go. I just am happy in terms of how we're progressing.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
Wait.
Oh,
Sarah, do you have any
wait, just
Zoom?
one more.
Yeah.
Jen
Sure.
on Zoom.
Sure.
Hey Sydney,
Hello.
kind of related to what you were saying a little bit ago, how have you wanted to use the couple days of practice you've gotten before this game and the couple you have coming up, with kind of a lighter schedule this week?
Jen, to be honest, we really needed a lot of rest. We had seven games in 14 days, 5 and 9. We had some players playing some heavy minutes. Slim missed a couple of games, which also put more minutes on some other players. We did have a few reserves step up, but we had Sonia playing a boatload of minutes. So we really needed rest and kind of refresh. And then when we came back in the gym, we did have a couple of things offensively and defensively that we can tighten up, which we did. But I would say it was a 50-50 split between getting better X's and O's wise, more through film and some instruction on the court, and rest, just to kind of fill up our reserves and kind of try to attack this July before the All-Star break.
And then I know you talked a little bit about, or addressed kind of the report about Aaliyah that came out earlier this week, but how do you kind of help her manage the uncertainty of what she's facing right now, just in the sense of, I imagine that would be a little bit tough for any player, maybe a little bit distracting to be in that limbo. So how are you kind of approaching that?
Yeah, I appreciate you answering the question, because it does kind of focus on the human part of this, which we cannot lose sight of. It's a tough situation for her to deal with, and for the team. She's very young in her career, and she's a mystic. My connection with her in terms of her knowing what she can do here with our team and what she contributes, that's the focus. We're focusing on her development here, and we're blocking out the noise. So when that seeps in, something like that, it's tough for her to focus. It's tough for us, but just a touch point of, hey, I'm here for you. You know what your role is here. That other stuff is noise, and to the extent that we can focus on what's in front of us, which is your individual growth and your connection with your sisters, and Minnesota, who's really, really good. Let's put our energy in areas that we can control.
How has she looked, this week in practice?
She's actually looked good. She's actually looked good, and focusing on those areas that we've asked her to, in terms of getting those second chance opportunities, making those hustle plays, finishing at the rim, getting back defensively, having a defensive presence. Especially when you're coming off the bench, and not only do you want to hold that level, but you want to go up a level. You hope in terms of folks coming off the bench. So she's actually had a good couple of days.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Posting.